Every year, hikers vanish in the remote wilderness of the United States. Most cases are explained by weather, animals, or getting lost. But the disappearance of 2 hikers in Montana in the autumn of 2020 has details that do not fit any normal explanation. This is the story of what happened on Black Pine Ridge, and why the forest has never been the same since. In October of 2020, 2 friends, Ethan Cole and Laura Reeves, drove into the Cabinet Mountains of northwest Montana. They were experienced hikers with years of outdoor practice. Both were comfortable with difficult terrain, unpredictable weather, and long overnight trips. Their plan was simple: set up camp, hike at sunrise, and return the next afternoon. They left a GPS route with their families. They packed enough gear for 2 days, and the weather forecast was clear. Their last known video shows them entering the tree line, laughing, and talking about the quiet of the forest. Nothing unusual, nothing strange. That was the last day anyone saw them. When Ethan and Laura failed to return, a ranger search team reached their expected campsite within 18 hours. What they found was unsettling. The tent was zipped. Backpacks were neatly placed against a fallen log. The water bottles were full. Food was untouched. The firewood they collected was stacked in a perfect pyramid beside the fire ring. There was no sign of a struggle, no sign of panic, no indication that anyone tried to leave in a hurry. But the most disturbing detail was in the dirt. There were 2 sets of footprints entering the camp. There were no footprints leaving it. A camera on a small tripod was sitting near the tent. It contained 3 normal videos: hiking during the day, setting up camp, checking gear. Then there was one more clip. It was recorded automatically at 2:43 in the morning. The camera has no motion sensor. Something triggered it manually, or something affected its electronics. The video begins with the forest in darkness. Then the frame begins to shake gently as the microphone picks up a low, vibrating hum. Not thunder, not an animal, not machinery, just a deep, steady frequency vibrating through the trees. A soft white glow appears between the trunks. It is not a flashlight. It is not fire. The light moves smoothly, silently, hovering in the same position. The glow grows brighter, gradually washing out the entire frame until the video turns white. Then the recording ends. There are no screams, no footsteps, no running, nothing but the white light. 300 meters from the campsite, rangers discovered something they had never seen before. A perfect circle of trees, all bent inward toward the center. The trunks were not snapped. They were not torn by wind. They were not clawed by animals. They were bent gently, as though an immense weight pressed down from above in a controlled, circular shape. Inside the circle, the soil was warm. The temperature that night had been near freezing. There were no footprints inside the circle, no tire marks, no helicopter landing marks, nothing. It looked as if something large had descended, without touching the ground. During the search, the team deployed a quadcopter drone to scan the region from above. 11 minutes after takeoff, the drone experienced sudden interference. Before it crashed, it captured 6 seconds of video that remained classified until 2025. In those 6 seconds, the forest canopy reflects a pale, circular light hovering above the trees. It is completely silent, perfectly still. The drone tilts toward the light, shakes violently, and the footage cuts out. Technicians reviewing the data found an electromagnetic spike strong enough to scramble the drone's internal clock. The timestamp shifted by 14 minutes. No known device on Earth creates that type of interference. A retired ranger later described something that investigators never included in the official report. During the first night of the search, while standing near the campsite, he noticed a faint glow moving between the trees. It was the size of a basketball. Soft white light. Silent, drifting just above the ground. When he stepped toward it, the orb collapsed inward and disappeared instantly, as if it folded into itself. He felt no heat, no shock wave, no sound, just the feeling of being watched by someone, and very close. He retired several months later. The Cabinet Mountains case is not unique. Between 2015 and 2023, 8 disappearances across remote American forests show the same signs. Campsites left untouched, no tracks leaving the area, electronics malfunctioning without explanation, circular disturbances in vegetation, sudden, silent lights appearing just above ground level, and complete, instantaneous vanishings. Animals cannot do this. Weather cannot do this. Human kidnappers do not leave perfect circles of bent trees. The Montana case is simply the most documented because the hikers left a camera behind. As of 2025, hikers still report strange lights near Black Pine Ridge. Small floating glows drifting silently between the trees. Sudden drops in temperature. Forest silence so complete, it feels unnatural, and the sensation of being observed from the shadows. Some hikers refuse to camp anywhere near the ridge. Rangers quietly advise people to stay on marked trails and avoid the area after sunset. Ethan and Laura have never been found. No bodies, no gear, no clothing, no trace. It is as if they stepped into the light, and the world simply closed behind them. No one knows what these lights are. No one knows what bends the trees. No one knows what made 2 experienced hikers vanish without a single footprint. But one detail is impossible to ignore. Where the trees were bent, where the soil was warm, and where the light was seen, the forest remains unnaturally quiet, as if whatever came that night might come again.